Dr. Manhattan vs. Galactus, who would win in a fight. Both Marvel and DC have incredibly powerful characters in their fictional universes, and the superhero genre is where these superpowered individuals shine. Dr. Manhattan from the Watchmen universe possesses godlike abilities including molecular manipulation, teleportation, foresight, and near immortality. He can also alter reality and has a profound understanding of time, perceiving it in a non-linear way. Galactus, known as the Devourer of Worlds, wields cosmic power that allows him to manipulate energy, matter, and time on a universal scale. He can absorb the life force of planets, create cosmic entities, and is nearly omnipotent. These characters are endowed with extraordinary powers, making them unpredictable forces. Among them, Marvel's Galactus is one of the most fearsome and powerful entities, frequently threatening the existence of entire universes. On the DC side, Dr. Manhattan, a nuclear physicist transformed into a near-divine being after a nuclear experiment, has transcended human boundaries, becoming a character with limitless powers. But with the ability to control matter and time, he has solidified his status as one of the most powerful figures in the DC universe in a legendary clash who would win Dr. Manhattan, with his superior intellect and abilities, or Galactus, the destroyer of planets and universes. And before we dive into the analysis, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you. These are standard versions of the characters Dr. Manhattan post-DC Rebirth and Galactus after the Great Battle in the Infinity War. Let's start with Dr. Manhattan. Before becoming a godlike entity, Jonathan Osterman was already a brilliant scientist in the field of quantum physics. After the Manhattan Project experiment disintegrated his body, a much more powerful superbeing emerged, possessing a level of perception and intelligence far beyond normal limits. Dr. Manhattan not only perceives time and reality differently, he can see the past, present, and future simultaneously. His near omniscience developed gradually, and when he reached his peak, Dr. Manhattan became one of the strongest entities in the universe. He doesn't just understand the multiverse, he can see and interact with every point in reality, even timelines that never existed. While with his vast knowledge of the metaverse and everything within it, Dr. Manhattan used his powers to create an entirely new reality known as Earth Prime. He is even responsible for altering the entire continuity of the DC universe. Galen, on the other hand, possesses boundless power, largely thanks to an infinite energy source called the Power Cosmic. This power grants Galactus numerous superhuman abilities, including superior intellect. He surpasses 99% of all beings in the universe. Marvel Comics has confirmed that Galactus possesses one of the most advanced minds in existence, to the extent that even geniuses like Reed Richards cannot fully grasp the scope of Galactus's intellect. Additionally, the telepathic abilities granted by the Power Cosmic are equally terrifying. Galactus easily challenges the most powerful telepaths on Earth, like Magneto and Professor Xavier, with no effort, while Galen is incredibly strong both intellectually and mentally when facing entities like DC's Dr. Manhattan, who has superior mental powers and knowledge that spans all events. Galactus struggles to keep up. Dr. Manhattan is truly an extraordinarily powerful entity, having accomplished incredible feats while still not revealing the full extent of his powers. His power is a complex factor here because Dr. Manhattan's abilities come from his intellect and limitless capacity, whereas Galactus's power leans more towards pure physical strength and the ability to lift enormous weights. The fact that Dr. Manhattan is literally a god gives him a massive advantage, as the most powerful beings in the universe also possess his superior ability to freely change his body size, morphing into any form, including becoming an actual giant. Similarly, Galactus is also known for his immense stature and godlike powers, making his opponents tremble in fear. Galen's feats include easily battling Earth's heroes like the Fantastic Four, Thor, and other powerful superheroes. However, the problem arises when the Devourer of Worlds starts to feel hunger. Galen's power comes from the Power Cosmic, but even that enormous power cannot stave off his hunger. When Galen needs to absorb energy from planets, his strength significantly diminishes. Meanwhile, Dr. Manhattan's power and endurance are infinite and never diminish. Once again, it's not Dr. Manhattan's combat skills that make him famous, as he is truly a god who can destroy any enemy from afar without needing to engage directly. He has the ability to split his consciousness into multiple entities, regenerate a dead body, foresee the future, perceive the entire universe, and travel through time and space. With his godlike powers, he can control electricity and energy, generate solar energy blasts, fly, become invisible, create protective force fields, regenerate from complete disintegration, and even alter reality and the size of matter at will. Additionally, his intelligence is at a genius level, and he has the ability to manipulate molecules and use magic. On the other hand, Galen, also known as Galactus, uses his massive size and overwhelming strength to confront powerful foes. He once knocked Thor into oblivion in a historic battle and made any who dared challenge him pay a heavy price, even without using his immense energy powers. Galactus is strong enough to destroy planets and surpass any defense systems that civilizations can create, including the mighty Skrull army, one of the most advanced military forces in the universe. Dr. Manhattan's durability, on the other hand, hand comes from his unique biological makeup. John's body is formed from fundamental particles. He can disassemble and regenerate himself without losing power, allowing brutal attacks to pass through him without harm. This makes him nearly invincible. Furthermore, Dr. Manhattan is almost immortal, as clearly demonstrated by the fact that he doesn't physically age. He has complete control over his own age. His power is limitless, which also means his endurance has no limits. Once again, this is a potential weakness where Galactus may falter. While Galactus has faced many powerful beings and can fight for days, as soon as he feels hunger, he literally becomes starved in a desperate state. He weakens and can even die if he doesn't consume energy from planets. This was proven in a Marvel comic issue from 1999, where Silver Surfer starved Gallon on purpose to weaken him, giving the superheroes an opportunity to team up and defeat the giant. Moreover, Galactus easily becomes uncontrollable when his hunger is prolonged. As mentioned, Gallon's power comes from the power cosmic, a form of infinite cosmic energy that transforms him into a god-like entity. Galactus possesses numerous superhuman abilities, including energy projection, matter manipulation, telepathy, and the ability to create life and maintain a divine physiological body. These qualities have made Galactus one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. He survived the creation of a new universe and is said to be the only being to remain standing after the new universe was formed. With his terrifying power, Galactus wields his abilities impressively, especially in launching energy waves and control strong enough to defeat even the mightiest opponents. Please subscribe to the channel, it will help us a lot, and you'll also get to see amazing videos every day. You're the best, thank you so much. However, when we look at Dr. Manhattan, who is composed of nuclei, he possesses omniscient powers, allowing him to comprehend and control countless abilities, including those necessary for this confrontation. Dr. Manhattan's power is incredibly frightening. Simply by his awareness, he could destroy entire populations, worlds, and even the universe. If somehow Galactus managed to devour Manhattan, it's highly likely that the blue-suited man would use his omnipotent powers to escape from Galactus's body. And if Dr. Manhattan could disassemble Rorschach's atomic structure, it's easy to imagine he could do the same to Galactus, as Galactus is still an organic being. When the Batman Who Laughs gained similar but weaker powers than Dr. Manhattan, he became aware of every event in the meta-tier multiverse. However, his ambition didn't stop there. His true goal was to take the remaining shard of Dr. Manhattan's power, which Manhattan had left on the Mobius chair, and pass to Wally West. With that shard, the Batman Who Laughs could surpass the meta-tier multiverse and aim to conquer the entire omniverse. According to the hands of the source, the Darkest Knight had the power to destroy all of them. The hands created countless meta-tier multiverses and ended trillions of them, but for the Darkest Knight to achieve the necessary power, he had to capture Dr. Manhattan's remaining power. Ultimately, he succeeded in seizing that power. Dr. Manhattan completely altered the structure of the metaphysical multiverse, so much so that even the gods within it were changed without most realizing the transformation. When Manhattan sought to restore the meta-tier multiverse, he realized he first had to destroy it so that when it reformed around Superman, he could seize the opportunity to repair and renew everything. Meanwhile, Galactus needed to absorb energy from 5 special planets to become strong enough to face a universe-devouring entity, which Loki mockingly called a giant tantrum-throwing baby. Galactus had to use all his power in the battle to the point where he sacrificed his own life. While Galactus doesn't have the ability to end the multiverse at will, if Dr. Manhattan wished it, the multiverse could vanish instantly. Manhattan wouldn't need to seek out special energy sources to do so, and with his sheer power, he could easily make it happen. Meanwhile, the Darkest Knight, with a portion of Dr. Manhattan's power, was strong enough to destroy all the destroyers from trillions of multiverses. However, even Lifebringer Galactus, with all his power, couldn't face Logos, a mere subordinate of First Firmament, on his own. Therefore, Galactus needed the help of Ego Prime, PSI Hawk, Infinite, Shaper's Ghost, Tiger God, and all the Celestials to fight and hope for victory. Dr. Manhattan accidentally created countless universes, forming an infinite multiverse for various purposes. Later, he casually destroyed them all, except for one universe that he deemed worthy of existence. Dr. Manhattan's power transcends multiple dimensions, to the point where even Galactus, at the peak of his powers, couldn't get close to him. In the battle, Dr. Manhattan teleported behind the Cedar of Worlds and released a massive energy blast, but Galactus managed to dodge it. The blue-suited Watchmen member continued to unleash a barrage of cosmic punches, but Galactus, with his extraordinary abilities, evaded them all. Unyielding, Galactus retaliated by launching a powerful attack at Dr. Manhattan. However, Manhattan's ability to foresee his opponent's moves allowed him to easily avoid and even dance around Galactus' strikes. Finally, Dr. Manhattan attacked Galactus with an extremely powerful electric energy wave, but Galactus absorbed it. The Devourer of Worlds then used telepathy to lock John in place and released an enormous energy explosion, instantly destroying nearby planets. We all know that Galactus is stronger than most superheroes on Earth based on past battles. Not only that, but he also surpassed even the most powerful version of Thor, known as Thor Allfather. Galactus' power is nearly limitless, making him one of the most terrifying entities in the Marvel Universe. Unlike many other godlike beings, Galactus is not passive but actively destroys worlds to satisfy his cosmic hunger. However, he is not invincible. invincible. Thor Allfather somewhat proved this when he directly confronted Galactus. In that battle, Thor not only severely injured Galactus but also stopped him from devouring Earth, even going as far as to destroy the planet with his own hands. This shows that, despite his immense strength, Galactus is not an omnipotent being who cannot be defeated. In Thanos Annual 2014, Thanos, while wielding the Infinity Gauntlet, ranked himself at the same power level as Odin, Zeus, Celestials, and Stranger, but far below other cosmic entities like Master Order, Lord Chaos, Mistress Love, and Sire Hate, who themselves are much weaker than Eternity and Infinity, and even they are far below the Living Tribunal, who is far below the Beyonders. Adolf Franklin Richards was strong enough to turn Galactus into his personal herald. With all the information we have about Galactus, we understand his strength, we've seen him struggle, we've seen him defeated, killed, and controlled, so we know he is not all-powerful. Even Adrian Veidt couldn't measure the full extent of Manhattan's strength when he tried to destroy him. For all intents and purposes, we can simply assume that yes, he is omnipotent. In fact, we have even more evidence suggesting this might be the case. A clearer demonstration of Manhattan's power. We know he can move between multiverses, manipulate the entire multiverse to the point where he was the cause of the New 52 reboot, messed up the entire DC timeline, and is the reason why the JSA doesn't exist. First of all, Galactus is an incredibly powerful being with many remarkable feats as one of Marvel's top villains. His power comes from the power cosmic, making Galactus the massive cosmic entity we know today. And over the years, we've seen the guy in the blue suit trampling most of his opponents. Dr. Manhattan is not so easily overwhelmed, especially when he was confined to the Watchmen universe. Of course, Alan Moore crafted a powerful Manhattan within the pages of his comics, but when Geoff Johns introduced Watchmen into the DC universe, Dr. Manhattan evolved into an almost godlike entity, just below the presence the supreme being in the DC universe. Manhattan's ability to create and destroy universes with ease makes him one of the most powerful entities, and unfortunately for the Devourer of Worlds, Galactus has no chance of confronting and defeating this powerful reality manipulator from the DC universe. What do you think? We want to know your opinion. Thank you for watching. That's today's video. I'll stop here. Thank you so much.